Welcome back. The stalemate over transportation of crude oil persists, with residents of the county of Turkana up in arms against the government. Only last week, angry residents blocked trucks transporting crude oil to Mombasa from Lokicha along the Lokicha-Kitale highway. Protesting runaway insecurity and other concerns, among them job opportunities and awarding of tenders. The conflicts are likely to hurt steps that have been taken in oil exploration that discovered huge deposits in Turkana County. On News Center this morning, we take a look at the dicey oil politics playing out in the county of Turkana. So now bringing two gentlemen who understand this issue better than most. That is Malaki Ekal, professor at the Senate of the County of Turkana, and John Lodepe, Member of Parliament for Turkana Central. Thank you, gentlemen, for joining me on the show this morning. Let me start with quick reactions to what the Governor of West Pokot County, Professor John Lonyangapu, was saying. Bwana Senator, what is your take on what the Governor is saying? He's saying there's no issue of insecurity on that oil route.
Yeah, the Governor of Pokot is bluffing. He's just giving a fad to the country for Kenyans to think that there's peace along the border of Turkana and Pokot. But the reality on the ground is totally different. As we speak, there's a meeting between Turkana warriors and Pokot warriors at a place called Lupuke,
right,
where there's a contention from the Pokots that is Pokot. But we've known for a long time that is Turkana. So this contention of the neighboring county claiming that parts of Turkana are in their county,
right,
is just creating a lot of tension, because everybody knows that this is Turkana. It cannot be Pokot. If Pokots want to graze, they want to have water or whatever, they're welcome. But don't start to claim what is known in administrative maps and everywhere.
And that is one of the issues
that is the issue. And that extends along the border all the way into Baringo. So what the governor is saying is simply fad to make the country believe that everything is peaceful. We are not at peace with them because they're claiming Turkana ground as theirs.
Mheshimiwa, what is your take on what Governor Lonyangapu did?
Well, Ben, I am so shocked to see a full professor who has gone to school very well can stand before the TV and mix the politics in Baringo, which is internal, and the politics of Turkana, which is about insecurity. Who does not know that the politics in Baringo between the Kamama group and the Kamketo group are fighting internally?
Okay.
Second, the issue of the oil and insecurity, they are two different. Our concern as Turkana is not oil. It's about insecurity of our people.
All right.
The oil belongs to all of us. And that's why we have allocations.
So let's talk about the oil then. Let's talk about the blockades that have been happening. Residents saying this is not going to happen. This oil is not going to be transported to Mombasa unless some of these issues are addressed. And some of those issues are insecurity and then local content. That is, Turkana people think they have not been involved well enough and they do not think they're going to benefit. What is your take on this and how much it is affecting the exploration of oil in Turkana County?
Well, the accusation that is there, Mr. Ben, the major issues that we are raising as leaders of Turkana County. When you have a resource in your county that God has given you, that is what you are going to use for every action that you want to use. Number one, you know, since time immemorial, the Turkana County is marginalized in terms of development, in terms of infrastructure, in terms of even appointments of this country. So when we go to the resource, we said, God, thank you. And we agree that we are going to share it. But the problem we have, we are not given our share in terms of job opportunities that are there. We are working as laborers in our own land. We are professionals. We have experts in the area of oil, but they are not there. Just make a fist yourself and you can see. The big tenders in that camp, they are not supplied by the Turkana people. They are from Nairobi. Even the meat from Nairobi. Everything from Nairobi. And yet, the Turkana County, we are the one a leading pastoralist in terms of livestock. So when people feel agitated, they are not getting their own right, they say, you better stop this resource. That does not mean that we are against giving out the oil. But we are saying, treat us first. Give us security. Because if you give us security, even the resource will be protected. If you give us job opportunity, we'll appreciate to share with others. That's the agitation. All right.
Yeah. Let's talk about the deal, Senator. 75% supposed to go to the national government, 20% to the county government, and 5% for the people. Do you think this is enough?
It's not enough. As the honorable members just said, it's not enough. That was an agreement we made with the government. We made with the president. But there are other issues, like this local content. The people of Turkana have to benefit, other than just the 5%, other than just the 20% of the county. The people of Turkana have to benefit in things like tenders. Just hear what the honorable member says. Turkana has some of the best meat because of God's grace in the hills and so on, different plants and so on. So why can't our people even supply something like meat to the camp, to Talo? Why can't our people do cleaning tenders? Why can't our people have tenders in the transportation of this oil? Why can't our people? There are just so many ways. How many directors do we have in Talo that are from Turkana? How many managers do we have that are Turkana? There are very few, or maybe none at all. I would like to see some names that this is director so-and-so, this is manager so-and-so, and so on and so on. The person heading the oil business is from Nairobi, or maybe Kiambu or whatever. But if you say the oil is from Turkana, what is that Turkana getting out of this? So it is things like that. We feel our issues are not addressed. You're just interested in transporting the oil and leave us there languishing in poverty. That is not acceptable. That's what these people are fighting about.
And what do you think is the solution? How can this be addressed? Who is responsible to address? Is this Talo? Is it the national government? Who should address this?
I think both Talo and national government should address this. The national government can, for example, say the residents of Turkana, since this oil is in Turkana, the residents of Turkana have to get something out of this. They have been marginalized for a long time. Let's have some directors in this business. This man going to Turkana. Let's have some managers. Let's have so many Turkana people holding jobs in this Talo oil. Yes. This is a dictate of the government. This is what governments of the world do. They tell Talo, if you're going to work in our country, we want the locals of this particular community to be involved. We want them to be employed. And they'll do that. Talo is simply interested in the business. They'll respond to what the government will tell them. All right. But if the government is not interested in having the Turkana placed in key positions where they can benefit, then now nothing can happen. And this is what people are fighting about.
All right. Weshima, what do you think can be the solution? And this, we should have in mind that the CS in charge of petroleum, John Munyes, is from Turkana. Is he doing enough to make sure that the issues you're having are being addressed?
Ben, before even I state on that, yes, let me tell you that the president of this country, His Excellency Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, is a man of good heart, and he loved the Turkana so much. I remember he called us to State House, and he gave us pieces of advice on how to go about this issue. All right. We will only get a solution of this problem when the Talo and the government and the Turkana leadership come together on the table and we become transparent and we become open. Let the Talo say, these are the job opportunities we have. These are the tenders we have. This is what we have. And then we agree. We said, okay, we have this one, we don't have this one. Take this one to another place. We have this one, we don't have this. But as long as they hide things from the leadership, right, as long as they hide how many tenders are there, how many job opportunities are there, the public, not even the leaders, they will continue agitating for their own rights. So the solution, Mr. Ben, for us as leaders, is that let's come together and sit. Let's take the roll call. How many Turkanas are in management positions? How many experts from Turkana County who are working there? Which opportunities are available? You know, when you become open to me, I can even allow you to take 3/4 of the food. But as long as you are hid, whether it's small, I will still say no, it is too much.
All right.
So for Honorable Munyesi, we cannot now even say that it's not doing a lot or it's doing a lot. Munyesi is a CS. He's only following what has been laid down there in the Constitution. And we have good law on oil. I'm telling you, the Parliament of Kenya enacted a very good law. If we follow it to the letter, we would not even have this problem.
All right.
Yeah.
An issue of capacity has been raised, Mheshimiwa. Some people have said maybe residents of Turkana may not have capacity to do some of those tenders. What is your reaction to that?
I wish I had a list of engineers here. We have many engineers on the oil industry who have trained to the master's level, even the doctorate levels. They are hanging here in Nairobi looking for jobs. And yet we have this resource in Turkana. We have some engineers working in the Talo. Yeah? They're just surfing. Right. And yet they're engineers. And they have the knowledge and the skills over this issue. So the matter of capacity building, for now, we have gone to school.
All right.
Yes, that's what I would say.
Well, Senator?
Yeah, I wanted to say that the idea of no capacity is just an excuse. Yeah. Surely there are people in Turkana who can buy those trucks and be in those tenders. If, for example, our people do not have that capacity to do that business, the government should enable that. There's something called affirmative action. Affirmative action for communities that have been left in the cold for a long time. They may not be able to afford this, they may not be able to afford this. Surely, the government of the country should be able to avail what they need to get to that level. This is what is called affirmative action. So we can't just sit here and say, oh, they don't have capacity. So since they don't have capacity, we're going to push them aside. You're not helping them. You're not doing anything to uplift them. So the government of Kenya should really look into that and say if there is something that can be done to involve these people in this business.
And do the people of Turkana, the residents, do they understand what these issues mean for them? We've had, you know, we've interviewed them on the news. We have had some of them saying we want to feel that money, we want that money in our ATMs. Do they understand what they really need or what benefiting means for them?
I'm sure they understand. They understand because the idea of wanting this money in the ATM has come from historical experiences where they have seen that what they call, you see, these people want to have this money in their hands so they can do things that they need to do. Reason being that for a poor community like that, they do not have what they need, for example, to buy food or to pay tuition for their kids and so on and so on. So they want this money to be in their hand. There's money out there that you say is money for development and so on and so on. But they say, development, yes, I see that house, I see that school, whatever, but I still have to pay fees. Right. Where is the money with which I can do this? Right. I still have to buy food. Where is the money with which I can do this? This is what they're asking for. I'm telling you, Ben, if the government was proactive in such a way that, you know, there are irrigation schemes in Turkana, these people have enough food, there are jobs available, and so on and so on. You wouldn't have people talking like this. Right. This time, they want something they can have in their hand so they can do little things that, you know, like paying tuition or buying food or whatever, buying clothes. You know, they just need some money in their hands.
All right. Yeah. So let's move this conversation forward before we wind up. Mheshimiwa, some people have said that this initiative, what we are seeing the residents doing, you know, is coming from the political class in Turkana County. the likes of yourselves, that you are not inciting them, but telling them what they deserve. Do you believe that stopping the oil from being transported to Mombasa is a solution, or is a way of pressuring for these things to happen?
Thank you, Ben. One thing that I will remind you, Ben,
yes,
don't end this talk without us addressing the issue of insecurity in Turkana.
All right.
I hope you have that one at the back of your mind. Now, there are some. I'm ODM MP.
Yes.
Honorable Omenen is a Jubilee MP. The issue that happened last week, I just want to stand on my ground as a leader, as a politician. We cannot mix politics with the issues that were raised by the public. The public were the first people to go on the strike, on the demonstration. Even the MPs were not there. They were not there. So the issue of saying that the MPs were inciting the people, the MPs came as they were going to Kitale. They found people blocking the road, and they stood and they addressed them. And as leaders, as politicians, you can be taken to captivity by your people, and they will force you to address them. So that's how Lomeneni came in and Mheshimiwa Ali. They were on the way to Kitale, and they found people blocking, and they said, now, blocking the road is not a solution. It's not a solution.
All right.
The solution is let's address the issue of insecurity. That's number one. For us, we are not blocking the way.
All right.
For 100%, we are with the president. We support him, and the world belongs to Kenya. The only thing that we need to be done, only the insecurity. Our people are dying. It's not good you see people dying, and you want to enjoy my food, and my people are dying.
All right.
So that's the kind of the politics we are saying. But otherwise, we are ready to list the way to go and serve all Kenyans, but address the issue of insecurity that's killing our people.
Let's talk about that issue of insecurity before we wind up. Bwana Senator, what are the issue? What is the situation on the ground?
The situation on the ground is our neighbors both in Pokot and Baringo have moved in with armed people, armed security, they call it, and they are using the pretext of peace. They shoot up Turkanas. When Turkanas run, they settle there, they change the name of the place, they put their chief, and they say these are on. It's conquest. That was there in the 15th century. And then they wait, we are at peace and so on, and then they move to the next location. They change the name, they put their chief, and then they move on. This is the trick they're using. They're calling it peace, like you have heard the governor of Pokot claiming that we are at peace. We are not at peace. Why are our people being killed? Recently, Pokot's raided parts of Turkana East, took lots of cattle. There was a fight between the Turkana of Baragoi and the same Pokots. They were driven away. Today, as we speak, the Turkana of Isiolo has been ground by the JSU and police of Kenya for the thing of raids between the Turkana and the Samburu. Again, this is all insecurity. Why isn't the government addressing these issues? Telling every community like a good father, you Samburu stay in your place, Turkana stay in your place, no fighting. You Pokots stay in your own place, Turkana stay in your place, no fighting. You people in Baringo stay in your place, Turkana stay in your place, no fighting. Why are these fights going on while the government is sitting there? They are police, but they are not doing much. Right. So it is this that makes the Turkana think you are only interested in our oil, but you are not interested in our lives. We are being killed in our own country, in our own county, by people coming from across the border, and you are not addressing it.
All right. Mheshimiwa, from where you sit, what is the solution to the insecurity?
The solution, we had requested the Minister for Interior, Honorable Matiang'i, to come to Turkana East and South to give assurance that they will protect the people and we will release the oil. Because the leaders of Turkana County have become liars to their own people. Because every day we go to them and say, the government will do 1, 2, 3. So this time we said, Matiang'i, come yourself and tell the people from your own mouth. Second, on 4th, 4th of June, first day after the president launched early oil pilot scheme. Oh, and he gave a directive. He has never spoken like that since he was elected. He spoke as a president of this country, and he said, anybody terrorizing other people, I will deal with that particular person. On 4th, our neighbors attacked Turkana East, and they killed 3 NPRs, the government staff. Yeah? Imagine, which country are we that we don't even obey the president when he gives directives? Number 2, on 24th, last month, yeah, our neighbors came and raided again Turkana East. That's why this demonstration came. And they killed a woman, just a woman, and they took away all the livestock.
All right.
Finally, Ben, let me just conclude like this. We as leaders of Turkana County, we are saying we will share whatever God has given us. Because I saw Governor Lonyangapuo talking about you cannot push somebody out of your place. We are saying the pastures we can share, the water we can share. But when you come to my house, you should not build in my compound without my permission. You can share, you can eat, you can stay, but when your time comes, get out of my compound, go back to your home. And finally, we want the Minister of Interior to address the issues of the Turkana diaspora. Like now in Iselo, a small conflict between the Samburu and the Turkana. You take all the armory, all the police, just to surround the people who are very few, and you leave the Turkana who are being killed by other neighbors. So we need them to be fair to everybody.
Well, Senator, have the final thoughts, and as you say that, do you think there is goodwill by the national government to deal with the insecurity?
It seems to me there's no goodwill. This has been going on for a long time. In a country that is independent, in a country that is democratic, I just don't understand how Kenyans can be killed regularly and the government is not stepping in. It is the prerogative of the government to protect its citizens. Like I just told you, when people are being killed in their own homes, in their own country, in their own county, you wonder, where is our government? The government is our father that is supposed to take care of all the citizens of this country. Why are Turkanas being killed every day and no action is taken? Are we lesser human beings? Is Turkana life less than the life of everybody else? And then now look at this situation. The Turkana, there was a conflict between the Turkana and Samburu over this cattle thing. They say the cattle are theirs, we say the cattle are ours. They're always fighting over the cattle. But then now the Turkana are being ground with tanks and so on. Why is in the government saying, you Samburus, give them a little cane and say, stay in your place. You Turkanas, stay in your place. Why only on the Turkana?
All right. Thank you, gentlemen, for this. We can't exhaust the issues in about 20 or so minutes, but thank you for coming in to give your perspectives. John Lodepe, Member of Parliament for Turkana Central, and Professor Malaki Ekal, Senator, the County of Turkana. Many thanks. It is a story, an issue that we will continue to keep an eye on for you. Let's now bring you some breaking news. And the Busia Governor, Sospita Ojamong, has been arrested and is expected to be arraigned in court today. Ojamong will be charged alongside 9 others in relation to a waste management project. The Director of Public Prosecutions recommended several charges, including conspiracy to commit an offense of economic crime, engaging in a project without proper planning, abuse of office, willful failure to comply with law relating to management of funds, and fraudulent acquisition of public property. Also to be charged are Timon Otieno Mboga, Bernard Craig Yates, Leonard Wanda Ombimbira, Samuel Osieko, Alan Okwen, Madam R Enterprises Limited, a company, Edna Odhiambo Odoyo, Renish Achieng Omulo, and Sebastian Helens Leben. That is the story we have been following since yesterday. We got information that the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission had done an investigation, and the Director of Public Prosecutions, Nurinda Haji, had ordered for the Governor of Busia to be arrested. That is what we know so far. Breaking news coming to you. The Busia Governor, Ojamong, has been arrested. He is expected to be arraigned in court today. Ojamong will be charged, like we've been saying, alongside nine others in relation to that waste management project The DPP recommended several charges, including conspiracy to commit an offense of economic crime, engaging in a project without proper planning, abuse of office, willful failure to comply with law relating to management of funds, and fraudulent acquisition of public property. Like we've told you, he'll be charged alongside 9 others. Let's take a quick commercial break here on News Center. We are back shortly with more for you, more from the international scene, more from Russia 2018 World Cup, and of course our breaking story we are keeping an eye on. We'll be getting you more information, more developments as they continue to get to our newsroom. Don't go too far.
This is KTN News.